Hello, one and all. The time has come, and hopefully, so will I by the end of this presentation. State of Play, June 4th. It starts in about an hour, and here's what we can expect. But first of all, greetings to you all. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate all of you for choosing YongYea as your source of watching this. I always love doing this with you guys. And I don't know, there's something about this particular state of play that is being hyped up a little bit. The rumors that, I don't know, like Resident Evil 9 could be showcased here. I don't want to, like, set you up for disappointment, so don't take my word for it. But here's what the description says. 40-minute show that begins on June 4th at 2 p.m. Pacific. Let's see, is there anything here about what we can expect? So it is 40 minutes, so it's not insubstantial. It says right here, watch live for news and updates on must-play games coming to PlayStation 5. The show highlights a selection of great games from creators across the globe. Must-play games, you say? Sounds like they might show off some of the first-party stuff in development. And they're probably going to show off Marathon. Maybe, though, you know, I don't know. Marathon is, it's not something you would categorize as must play in the eyes of the public. Also, this is happening freaking like 12 hours before the Switch 2 officially launches. Some people have already gotten theirs shipped early. I am very jealous of them. I pre-ordered one on Target, and it's not arriving until like June 10th. Apparently, there's no Me outlet that's getting early Switch 2 units because, I don't know. So, but yeah, all of that's happening alongside the State of Play, alongside freaking Summer Game Fest. And also, Death Stranding 2 reviews are... like, I've already been able to announce this. I did receive a review copy for Death Stranding 2. And I have been playing it alongside other reviewers. And that's literally all I can say about that. I cannot say anything else. I wonder if Death Stranding 2 will be shown off here. I almost hope they don't. Because, I don't know. I feel like later stage trailers of Kojima games tend to be very spoilery. And so I hope, weirdly, I feel like we've seen enough of Death Stranding 2. I'm sure we're going to see a launch trailer or something along those lines, but please don't force me to watch any spoilers, Kojima, while I'm reviewing the game. Ben the Boyo says, hi, Young. Been watching your videos for a long time. Still the same lad. Much appreciated. Hope all is well. Well, thank you, Ben. I know how many of you have been watching for a long time, and it's crazy to think that it's been like 13 years since I started this venture. I've been doing this for 13 years. Time and mortality are real, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I was reminded me of. But also, you know, the fact that I've had enough of an audience over the course of 13 years, and seeing how long you guys have stayed is really, really flattering. Transcending Polygon says, how long you've been married, Yong? I married back in late January of 2025, so almost 5 months now. Wow, crazy. Time flies. Ross says, damn, Young, looking musculoso. Oh, thank you. It's summer, you know. I like to be comfortable during the heat. So that was the choice behind that. Callum Cook says, maybe something Yakuza tonight. Kiwami 3. How dope would that be if they announced that? I would be all about it. Well, I feel like with Yakuza 0 Director's Cut launching literally in 12 hours, I don't think they want to cross-pollinate and compete against themselves. So I think they're going to leave all the marketing for Yakuza 0 Director's Cut and highlight that for, as long as possible before they announce anything new from RGG. Philip Bennett says, Yakuza game with Yong as the boss. Well, I do play the protagonist in Yakuza, so it's you will get to fight bosses as me, if that's appealing to you. Jay says, what was the calm background music you played in the beginning? Loved it. Oh, that's the PlayStation 5 menu music. Very chill, very ambiance driven. Very nice. I thought it was perfect for this PlayStation State of Play. MSM8 says, any cool voice acting gigs coming up? Oh, yeah. I mean, I wish I could talk about that stuff, but I would, there's snipers trained on me as we speak. So all I can say is yes, the voice acting stuff's been going really well, and there's many more announcements to come on that front. But all in due time. Yarmoth says, Yong, any predictions for Summer Game Fest? Maybe a gameplay trailer for Witcher 4. Well, they just did like a tech demo showcase of Witcher 4. And the game is not far along in development, like nowhere near far along in development for them to be ready to show off gameplay. So I highly doubt that personally. Any predictions? Resident Evil, maybe, if they don't show it off here. Resident Evil 9. Mastro Skirts 7 says, Yong, can you finally tell us you are the voice of Bloodborne 2 announcement trailer? No comment on rumors and speculation. Let's see. Grover Kardaki, looking forward to State of Play and your thoughts on it. Me too. I really hope they show off more like Wolverine or something. Just something first party, like the first party scene. Oh, I'm sure they'll show off more Yote. I think that's a sure thing, right? Surely, because they've announced the release date. It's not that far away. I feel like they'll show off more Ghost of Yote. I just hope they offer us some teaser of Wolverine already. Man, it's been so long. I'm so pumped for that game. Let's see. Mastro Skirt says Bloodborne 2 confirmed Yong voices the moon presence. I do not comment on rumors and speculation. Your Dusky says, I'm hoping they show off Resident Evil 9. That seems to be like the big rumor, but I don't know. I've seen nothing to really reinforce that rumor. So I would not place all your hopes and dreams on it, but I wouldn't rule it out as a possibility. Skipper says, you hyped for 007 First Light, and how do you feel about the people behind the Hitman games making it? I think they're the perfect fit for a 007 game. I think that's a great pairing. They did a really great job with the Hitman games recently. And obviously 007 is a bit of a different formula. Like, it's not strictly an assassination franchise. You're like the secret agent with gadgets and tools, and it is a lot. There is probably going to be a lot of stealth involved, but it's a little less focused on silent assassinations or assassinations that don't make a lot of noise. Like 007, there is both the stealthy elements and there's also a lot of noise, a lot of action sequences and chase sequences and all the crazy shenanigans. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of gameplay balance they go for, balancing action and stealth. Though I'm sure, ultimately players will have a lot of options. That's one thing that IO has been really good at, is giving players choice in terms of how they want to tackle missions. So yeah, I think they're gonna cook with this one. Dark Knight says, "YongYea, what's good? A lot of things are good. Life's good. Life's good. Things are good across the board." Fatumeki says, "Making good progress in the gym, Yong." I'd say so. Yeah, I've been going sort of relatively consistently for about 2 years now, and it's consistency turns out paves the road to results. So I've been thankfully um, been able to have the time and dedication to stay consistent. Because work has gotten busy, I'm not going as hard as I used to, but I'm still going as much as I can and still going as hard as I can when I'm at the gym, really focused on the task at hand. So, and yeah, I'd say good progress. And also, I'm drinking a protein shake literally right now because diet is like half the battle, if not more, than the actual exercise, the actual weightlifting part. Diet is so pivotal for, if you want to do body recomposition, you got to eat a certain way, right? So they're two sides of the same coin, but like diet is really so pivotal. Skipper says, "I hope they show off 007 First Light." Me too. I'm very curious to see what that looks like. TJK 9000 says, "Concord 2, please." Yeah, totally. Yeah, no, they are going to show off Concord 2. It's called Marathon. They've renamed it. Okay, that's a little mean. I don't know. Look, I'm hoping they make a comeback with Marathon, right? But I don't see it. And then the whole plagiarism debacle really put a damper on PR. Daniel E, thank you for the super chat. Says, "I hear that PlayStation could do a proper showcase and do an E3 like show." That'd be cool. PlayStation used to do like the winter showcases where it was like their big press conference, but now they just kind of do state of plays intermittently throughout the year. And I feel like a lot of their state of plays tend to be like a little bit of a letdown, like or the recent ones at least. But this one, it's being hyped up to a degree where I'm hoping they'll really go balls to the walls, especially with it being so close, like that Summer Game Fest E3 period where like people expect the biggest news, right? I hope they really take advantage of this. Obviously, people hoping for Bloodborne 2. For me to hope for Bloodborne 2, I would have to put on a clown outfit. And then I'll be like, Bloodborne 2 is going to happen. Honestly, I feel like Bloodborne 2 at this point is at the same level of like, please, we need this as Half-Life 3 at this point. Well, Half-Life 3 is the ultimate version of that, but Bloodborne 2 feels like it's approaching that. Because it's like, it seems like it's common sense for you to make those games. Like, it'd be so successful because the hype is so at that level, but for some reason, there's a certain stubbornness behind those titles. Though there's rumors that Half-Life 3 right now is actually in development. So, and like the rumors that it's actually fully playable and that I don't know, they're actually like there's actually been reports of activity on the Half-Life 3 front, and that it's going to be the final game of the series, so on and so forth. I mean, they already made Half-Life Alyx, so clearly there is an interest in reigniting the Half-Life franchise, but this would be a non-VR game, a proper-ass, full-fledged new Half-Life title. That'd be super dope. Scorpion Wolf says, "Thank you for the super chat, Scorpion Wolf. Old thought, but when Critical pulled out an assault rifle, I thought, what's next? Yong pulling out an Uzi? Also, I want Dino Crisis or Marvel vs. Capcom 4. Ooh, Dino Crisis is a good one. Marvel vs. Capcom 4, also choice expectation. I don't feel like we're going to get those, but I can confirm I do not own an Uzi. I do not own any sort of handguns. I've actually literally never shot a gun. Though there is a firing range near me, and I kind of want to try going to the firing range. I'm seeing, I don't know, just to check that off my bucket list of things to do in life, I suppose. Lazume, thank you for the super chat. Says, "I'm hoping for more Ratchet and Clank. It would not shock me at all that alongside, I don't know. I think well, there's a whole Insomniac leak situation that happened, but it would not surprise me if there is like I forget if the leaks confirmed there's a new Ratchet and Clank in the works, but it would not shock me at all if Ratchet and Clank is in development alongside like Spider-Man 3 and other things and stuff. With Ghost of Tsushima, or sorry, Ghost of Yote meant to fill the gap to give not Spider-Man, Wolverine. Wolverine, that's their next project, and then Spider-Man. It would not shock me if Ratchet and Clank and Wolverine were in development in parallel. Capcom versus Sega, says Josh Monk Paulino. I feel like that's a crossover that would be insane if it happens. Fuck, please. If Kiryu gets into a fighting game, please. Well, I don't know, because fighting games tend to use just one voice, and if Kiryu were to have one voice, it would have to be Takuya Kuroda. And whatever crossover there is, if Kiryu shows up and they only have one language option, it should be Japanese, without a question, you know. But if there is like a choice between picking which voice you want, then it'd be dope to enter. I don't think I've been in a fighting game yet as a voice actor, so that'd be a dream come true. If I could enter the fray as Kiryu or just any character really, audition for a new character in a fighting game. I kind of want to be in a fighting game. That'd be dope. Tenchi's, thank you for the super chat. Says, how is Death Stranding gameplay? Is it the same? Asking about Death Stranding 2. I am under embargo and under NDA. I cannot say shit about. All I can say right now is I do have a copy of Death Stranding 2. I have been playing it, and I will be reviewing it when the embargo lifts. That's literally all I'm about. All I can say. If I say anything else, even if it's a hint of an impression of what I think of the game, the folks at PlayStation would be very, very mad. And for good reason, the Kojima wants to make sure I finish the game first, and then the embargo lifts before I can say anything about my impressions of that game. I have been playing it, though, and that's all I can confirm. The one likes AF. Is that? I don't know. He says, did you review Expedition 33? I did not review it, but I am playing through it right now. It's on pause right now because of Death Stranding 2. But you guys, Expedition 33 really is special. I cannot believe that's like technically a AA game, because it oozes AAA in ways that a lot of AAA games don't. It's just gorgeous. The combat mechanics in terms of turn-based combat, but with some of those reactive defensive elements, and it's just the gameplay is really fun. The world and the characters are beautifully realized. The setting and the mystery surrounding it are really compelling and enigmatic. It is just a game that just draws you in from the second you boot it up. And it's so hard to believe that this game was made by a relatively smaller team compared to your big AAA games. You look at outputs from your big publishers like Ubisoft and whatnot, and the fact that this smaller team accomplished a game like this that feels just so much more at a higher level than a lot of those big AAA high budget releases. Sure, they're not 100. That game is not hundreds of hours long, but it doesn't need to be. I like the fact that it's condensed and dense. It's still a 30 to 40 hour game. It's a reasonably scaled game with a reasonable budget, with a reasonably sized team. Yeah. That game really is special. I still need to get through more, a lot more of it, but just from the first few hours that I've played of Expedition 33, I'm like, holy crap. This game is I hope it wins Game of the Year. I think it has every chance to win, unless GTA 6 did get delayed, so it can win Game of the Year. Bubby of the Mountain says, YongYea confirmed for Street Fighter 7 voiced by Chris Pratt. I can neither confirm nor deny rumors or speculation. Edward X, thank you for the super chat. And also Bubby of the Mountain, thank you for the super chat. Edward X, this is the first super chat you have put on a live stream. I just got the notice for that, so I just want to say thank you. And I appreciate you. I appreciate all of you. Silver says, I liked Expedition 33, but Game of the Year remains Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. That is totally fair. That is up there as well. Honestly, like, this has been a good year for games. Like, a lot of, like... And it's like, it's been the year of, like, games cropping up from development studios who are, like, more independent, you know what I mean? Kind of not beholden to the major AAA publishers, but even some of the AAA publisher stuff, like some of the upcoming games seem like they have every potential to be nominated for Game of the Year. Like, it's actually like a pretty good year so far, relatively speaking. And I mean, Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered came out recently, and I mean, I don't know, I'm sure there are a bunch of other games that are slipping my mind right now because I'm a little sleep deprived, but Georgie Cifuentes, thank you for the super chat. Says, I missed this one game called Mercenaries on PlayStation 2. Why can't someone should create an open war game where you upgrade everything? I'm actually not familiar with Mercenaries. I'm going to have to check it out. For PlayStation 2, you say? Oh, yeah, Split Fiction. Thank you for the reminder. Yeah. Split Fiction is one of the best games I've ever played. Like, I love that game. I played it with my wife, and we both absolutely loved it. And like the creativity that is imbued in that game, and like how they took the co-op experience and really leveled it up, and like did some really amazing things with co-op gameplay in a way that I haven't seen other games do, and some of the insane shenanigans that they do with the sci-fi and fantasy settings, kind of all coming together. It's really cool stuff. Matt H, thank you for the super chat. And it's good to see you again. Says, hyped for the reveal of the new James Bond game First Light, which I know isn't today, but whatevs. Fuck it. Yeah. As am I. I'm a big James Bond fan. Like, it's not in the sense of like I've seen every single movie and I know every single line of every single movie, but I always look forward to a new a new 007 anything, you know, game, movie. I think the first James Bond movie that I watched was GoldenEye, after I played the video game GoldenEye on N64, which fucked. And then, you know, I've gone on and watched a lot of other James Bond movies, and I'm always someone who is looking forward to new James Bond content. Daniel E, thank you for the super chat. Says, Xbox Showcase on the 8th of June. You going to watch it? I hope to. Man, it's happening alongside Summer Game Fest and Play Days, and I'm going to Summer Game Fest Play Days to play games that are announced at Summer Game Fest. So, man, it's going to be an insane next couple of days. But, you know, I hope to cover as much as I can within the, you know, limited time and capabilities that I have as a single human being. Georgie Cifuentes says, when is Summer Game Fest? That's June 6th is when they're doing the like the presentation, the press conference, and then in the days following that, press will get to go to like this little campus area and try out all the games that are available for play. Sagittarius 476 says, last James Bond game I played was Bloodstone, LOL. I think the last game I played was the one that came out on the Wii. Oh yeah, the GoldenEye like remake for the Wii. Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot about that game. A lot of memories flooding back all of a sudden. Nicola Jurikin says, did you get a new office? Yes. Let's see if I can like show it off a little bit. Like you can see right there, a lot of collectibles behind me. But yeah, for a couple months now, I moved to a new place. in at the beginning of February. So I've been here for a couple months now. Um, yeah, much bigger space and a much more organized backdrop instead of the mountain of things that I had previously, where it all looked like it was about to collapse if I like sneezed on it. So it's been yeah, I love this new space, and I hope it looks neat enough for your viewing pleasure. Wheels, thank you for the generous super chat. Says Game of the Year prospects: Stellar Blade, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah. Oh yeah, Stellar Blade. I still have not played Stellar Blade. I need to get on that. Man, I don't know. It's just with moving and I've had like and so many different like things that have split my attention thin this year. Mapster says Switch 2 tonight, baby. Indeed. You know, I know there's a lot of controversial elements surrounding the Switch 2, but the hardware itself does look neat. Some of the games that are coming out for it do look neat. So it's still something to look forward to, and it's new hardware, and that's always exciting, like a new generation of consoles for a major game console maker. Like, that's always an exciting time, you know? That's always like history being made. So I'm about it. Let's see. Oh, Kingdom Hearts 4 is another game that people are hoping will show up at this event. Man, I don't know. I Kingdom Hearts 4, it was announced how long ago? And it's the typical major Square Enix release story where they announce things so early and then it takes so many years because of just development that takes way longer than they expect, and so we're left to wait forever. Yeah, I feel like we're not going to see Kingdom Hearts 4 here, but they did update us recently, and they've like shown, I think, some screenshots highlighting how yes, this game is real. We're still making it, but I feel like it's going to take forever. Pablo Ocares says, greetings from Chile. What kind of character would you like to play in the future? And in a hypothetical remake, what gaming character would you like to play? Ooh, God, that's a good question. What kind of character would I like to play in the future? I'd love to be a Final Fantasy protagonist one day. I'd also love it if like Lance Slashblade from Inside Out 2, who I voiced in the movie, made it into Kingdom Hearts 4, and I got to reprise the role in that game. In a hypothetical remake, maybe Metal Gear? Colonel, can you hear me? I don't know. I'd love to give Snake a go. Or any Metal Gear character for that matter if they ever... But also, like, David Hayter's still here. He's still Snake, and I would never take on that role. Like, David Hayter will play Snake until the day he's no longer with us, and that's how it should be. So, like, that'd be like a cool thing to do, but I would never do it as so long as David Hayter is on this earth. But I guess I would love to play Batman and or Joker. Those are like that'd be like a dream role, Batman or Joker. And that, oh, yeah. Very different characters. One is that macho, stoic, brooding kind of character, and the other one's just unhinged. And I don't know. I feel like I could bring an interesting take to both. Rotten Quail says, you fit Jack from Jack and Daxter, in my opinion. Oh, I mean, I don't know. I'd love to give it a go. Switch Boy says Silk Song. Oh my God, can you imagine if they showed Silk Song here? It's so wild to me that Silk Song got shown during the Nintendo Switch 2 like stream, and it was like a little blurb in a montage sequence during that Nintendo Direct. So I guess that means possibly it's coming out sooner than later. But then again, like, do you remember when Silk Song was shown during that one Xbox stream, and Xbox said all of these games are coming out within the year, and then it never came out that year, and then they just quietly delayed it? Yeah. Oh, hey, Jose. Good friend of mine, randomly tuning into my stream. I wasn't expecting that. We worked on a short film together, and yeah, I'm excited to see how that how Fashion Model comes along. And that's all I'll say about that. Um, Nicola Jurkin says, "You think we will see Blood of Dawnwalker?" Oh yeah, the new game that's being made by former CD Projekt developers. Um, and this it's like about vampires. It's like Witcher with vampires, but not Witcher. But it's got you can see that you can see that this game was made by CD Projekt developers. You can see like they took that experience and are making their own thing with it, but you can see the CD Projekt influence in that game. Do I think I'll see it here? I don't know. It still feels too early for that game to be featured, but not impossible. Just Using Logic says Sekiro 2. Oh my god, you guys. Sekiro, to this day, my favorite FromSoft game. The first FromSoft game I ever beat, and I love the mastery of the parry mechanic. And so if they can make a Sekiro 2, I will need a change of pants if they announce it, is all I'll say. I will be soiling myself unintentionally. Crimson Dale, thank you for the super chat, says, have you seen the new creator's voice from Nintendo YouTube channel? They talked about the Switch 2 hardware while honoring Mr. Iwata's legacy and vision. Oh, yeah, yeah. I think it was NVIDIA CEO who came on and talked about all that. And that was like very sweet to talk about Iwata, who passed away with uncertainty about Nintendo's future. I wish he could have lived to see how successful Nintendo is right now and how much his legacy has contributed to Nintendo's current success. He was just such a real one, Iwata. Like he might have been he was a CEO only in title and in role, but like at heart he was one of us. He was just like this really wholesome dude who loved making and who loved pushing the boundaries of creativity and who loved giving joy and fun and like had every great intention to just push the boundaries of this medium we all love. And he still missed dearly, man. Like he never really felt like an executive, even though he was in that position. He felt like he was like young at heart, and just had that creative spark and intellect that made him perfect as a game developer who happened to get the role of CEO and who was understanding of what was required of Nintendo because of he was a developer and he was a creative and had all of the best intentions. Papa Paul Rock says, "Hi, Young. More power to you. Excited for the state of play. I'm looking to get my living room set up for gaming. Should I get a PS5 or Switch 2?" That's I mean, I don't know. That depends on the kinds of games you want to play. Yeah, that's it. I mean, if it's more of a living room setup, then maybe PS5, because Switch 2, so much of it is the fact that you can take it on the go. And if that aspect doesn't appeal to you and you're not big on like the first party Nintendo games, then PS5 will serve you great for PS5 Pro, will serve you great for the living room. And also right now, I think the PS5 is on sale. I have a feeling that tariffs might contribute to PS5 prices going up eventually. So now's a good time to get a PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro. But Switch 2 will offer, with its new power and hardware, will offer great third-party titles that will run well enough and offer those like games that can only play on Switch, whereas like PlayStation 5 games you will one day be able to play on PC. So that's it really depends. Like, I don't know. I will say, like, PS5 right now has a huge library of games. Switch 2 is backwards compatible with Switch 1, but PS5, like, if you want that living room gaming experience, I think PS5 might be the way to go. But it really look at the games that are available on PlayStation 5 and on Switch 2, and then decide. It's primarily it's about the games, right? So it really depends on what you like to play. Star Super, thank you for the super chat. Says, have you heard of the 100 Line? It's made by Kodaka and Uchikoshi, and unfortunately got overshadowed by Expedition 33, but it's really good and recommended. The 100 Line? No, I have not. Let's see, the 100 Line. Oh, yeah. I've seen it, but I've not actually. It came out on April 24th, 2025. Really positive reviews on Steam. Right, yeah, it's made by like developers of Danganronpa and what is it? Yeah, the Zero Escape and Danganronpa developers kind of joined forces, I believe, right? And both of those are some of my favorite visual novels. Freaking Zero Escape, y'all. Zero Escape. You want a story that will grab you immediately and blow your freaking mind into pieces? Play Zero Escape, especially 999. Is one of my favorite visual novels ever. And then Kodaka, like Danganronpa is just batshit insane, but it's a very mystery-based kind of game with a lot of insane shenanigans, but also like I don't know. It's just it's a vibe. It's a vibe. It's very anime. It's got all those ridiculous elements you expect from anime, but with like some really heavy dark themes underlying all of it. Yeah, I love both of these developers, so I should check this out. Thank you for highlighting that and reminding me. Lasume01, thank you for the super chat. Says, any tabletop games you recommend? Tabletop games. Like board games? I mean, I play Magic the Gathering. Now, that is a money sink, though. So, I mean, well, like if you play Commander, the format called Commander, there are what are called precons or pre-built decks, and they're usually themed after either they're very heavily based in the Magic realm, or there are collaborations like the Fallout precons, the upcoming Final Fantasy precons that are already pre-built and everything. Yeah, Commander is a really fun 4-player format that I would highly recommend if you have the funds to invest in Magic the Gathering cards. Once you start upgrading your decks and buying individual cards, like the cost can ramp up depending on how serious you get about it. But even if you get like a pre-made Commander deck, you'll still be able to have a lot of fun with it. Those are still like powerful enough where as long as you're not playing against someone who is playing like a tournament competitive deck, you'll be able to hold your own. And you can upgrade decks with not super expensive cards that you can get from, different websites and stuff. So I don't know. I've just been really big into Magic the Gathering when it comes to tabletop. So I think that's all I can recommend right now. Robert Tron says Marathon 2 reveal. Yeah. They've already canceled Marathon and they're already making a sequel. That'd be hilarious and a really poor strategy. Rafael Coman says, I'd say people who are fans of Danganronpa all knew. Yeah, no, I remember this game came into the limelight, but then life happened and I just forgot because there's so many freaking games. But I'm glad to have been reminded of it. Cinema Backlog, thank you for the super chat. Says, any chance we see Pragmata today? Love the channel. I appreciate it, man. I'd say it's a non-zero chance, or maybe we'll see it at Summer Game Fest. But Pragmata, that's a very interesting looking game. I really want to see more of that title. I almost thought, like, when I first saw the trailer, it had motifs of like this astronaut going to space. It looked like Ludens for a second, and I thought it was like a Kojima game before they, showed the title and title of the game and who was developing it. But yeah, I don't know. It's got just really intriguing visuals. I don't know what the story is. I don't know what the gameplay is, but it just looks intriguing. So, Gines Stradiol, I don't know if I pronounced that right, says, I just sold my Magic the Gathering bulk rares. Damn. Would have loved to take a look at what you had in there. Yeah, I have so many decks now. Like over the course of like the last 2 years to year and a half, I have so many decks. And they're all so fun to play. They're all my children, you know. When I go to play Magic, I literally have like a backpack and two like duffel bags. Like it's because I'm like, yeah, I could pick a couple of decks that I could pack up and take those, but I'm like, but what if like I want to play this, you know, a deck that I don't bring, and and what if that deck would be really fun to play against this, you know, this other deck that one of my friends has. So I just bring all of it so that I always have options and I never regret my decisions. It's bad. I need help. Wheel says, did something go wrong with my last super? Thank you for the super chat, by the way. I don't know. Did I miss a super chat of yours? And also, no, oh no, I read this one. Yeah, Game of the Year Prospects, Stellar Blade, Expedition 33, Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. Yeah, no, that I read that one. That one came across, and I concur. Those are all great titles, and don't blame you for having those as prospects. I cannot. I don't. This is a bunch of Japanese characters, so I don't know what your name is. But thank you for the super chat. It says, I hope Screamer 2026 is good. What's Screamer 2026? Oh, it's like a racing game? Whoa. Oh, it's like Cyberpunk Racing or something? Yo. Ooh. I love the aesthetic of this. It's like an anime-themed kind of racer game. Like it's got an anime, like almost like Akira aesthetic, but you know, is it cyberpunk? It gives off cyberpunk. No, it is. It totally must be cyberpunk. Ooh, this actually looks kind of dope. That's like I feel like a lot of racing games have kind of become kind of samey, and so seeing something that's like still like about cars, but with this kind of more fantastical setting like sci-fi or cyberpunk, I think that would appeal to me. I've not played a racing game in a while, and them changing it up like this a little bit, I think that's gonna help me be reinvigorated by racing games. Let's see. That Korean gamer, thank you for the super chat, fellow Korean. I appreciate you. Oh shit, that was Screamer playing in the background. Okay. So yeah, sorry, that Korean gamer. Thank you for the super chat. Think we'll see Intergalactic? I don't think so. I think that game is so far away from, or you know, I feel like it's like a year. Wait, what did they announce? Intergalactic release date. Oh, 2026. Wait, it's not scheduled to be released in 2026. It's expected to be released in 2027 or later. Wait, hold on, who said this? Oh yeah, no, yeah. Yeah. So right now, the current speculation is it won't be released until 2027. So we absolutely will not see more of Intergalactic during the state of play. We'll see it maybe next year. I will say, Naughty Dog with, I know Last of Us 2 had mixed reception. Some people really loved it. Some people really hated it. But there's no denying that, like, just from a pure technical standpoint, like the games that they make and the level of attention to detail that they put into the games, like the craftsmanship of their games is like top notch. You know what I mean? Regardless of whether you agree with their narrative choices or not, craftsmanship wise, not like very few do it like Naughty Dog. And so them tackling like a sci-fi game that's inspired by Akira, Cowboy Bebop, and whatnot, that to me is an exciting prospect. And because this is a new IP, we don't have to go in with like expectations of how characters should be handled, like Joel or whatever, you know, or you know. So we can like just immerse ourselves in a new world and just go on this ride. And I hope they really nail this, because I do love what I've seen of it so far from a pure aesthetic standpoint. But yeah, as of what kind of, in terms of what kind of game it is and how it plays and all these things, the setting looks compelling, the aesthetic looks compelling. I just hope it plays as well as it looks. All right, and I believe I've caught up on all the super chats. Let's see, we have 11 minutes left, or 12, 11 and a half minutes left until the state of play begins. Let's see. Cinema backlog, Knack 3 confirmed. If they announce Knack 3 here, that would be glorious. That'd be 10 out of 10, no notes. What are people saying here? Astrobot DLC. Honestly, oh yeah, dude. I would love more Astrobot. Concord 2, Bloodborne. Yeah. A bunch of people wearing clown suits, hoping for Bloodborne 2, myself included. Oh, KOTOR remake is something that people are still looking forward to. I wonder if that, like, if there's any chance of that being announced. That game has gone through such a tumultuous development cycle. But but I'd rather they do it right, and if they can't do it right, I'd rather they don't do it at all and don't tarnish the legacy of KOTOR. Pardeep Daliwal, thank you for the super chat, says, hope you have an awesome stream, hoping for God of War collection. Whoa, like a 5-game collection of like God of War 1 through Ragnarok? That'd be kind of insane. Like just a remastering of God of War. That'd be dope. Like the original, the Greek mythology stuff. Speaking of God of War, there are rumors that the next God of War will be based on Egyptian mythology. That could be amazing. All the mythology that's there when it comes to like Egyptian gods and pantheons, like that I'm about. And hell, like there's this original concept trailer for God of War before they settled on the Norse mythology. The original plan for God of War after Greek mythology was for Egyptian mythology, but then that kind of shifted into Norse mythology. And so they're going back to like an original idea that they had, which is really cool. Hank Hill says Metal Gear Master Collection Volume 2. Ooh, yeah, I feel like it's time. Like that's long overdue. Volume 1 came out so long ago, and like if we get to hear that Metal Gear Solid 4 has been modernized and ported over from PlayStation 3, where it's currently stuck in, that would be, I would replay Metal Gear Solid 4 in a heartbeat if they announced that. Ardren SC says, fighting Ra in God of War, like Egypt. Imagine that. Yeah, no, that'd be freaking sick. Hoffaball says, and Prince of Persia Sands of Time remake. Oh, well, Ubisoft is making that. They've kind of had to scrap development and start from scratch, I believe. Overhaul that game because it just looked so bad when they first announced it. So that's still far away, I think. But if they announced that, that'd be at a Ubisoft event, not at a Sony event. Devious, thank you for the super chat, says, oh, shoot. Testing. I want to check on what the volume feels like for you guys. Can you hear me okay through this music? If you can, then I feel like there's a good volume to be at. Tone it down okay, I'll tone it down a little bit more. Maybe about there. But yeah, okay. Well, generally people seem okay with the volume right now. What was I saying? I don't know, I forget. Oh yeah, Devious. Chances of seeing Marvel Wolverine. I think there's a 60% chance of seeing Wolverine. It's been long enough, and this being touted as like a pretty big state of play event, I think there's a good chance we'll see Wolverine. I think it's been too long since they announced it, and people are clamoring to see this game in action. Lindsay McCoy says, feels good to see you stream again, just like old times. Yeah. There was a period of time where I just couldn't stream as much because of how busy I got. But yeah, no, it's good to be back for sure. I try to stream as many of these events as possible because I love just like that initial like, what did I just watch? If an event is as good as it's touted to be, is just always a really fun time. Damian Collins, thank you for the super chat. Says, hey, Yong, big fan. Always listening to you on the way to work. Well, I appreciate that. I've heard a lot of folks say similar things of like they just kind of like put my videos on in the background as they drive somewhere, or you know, almost like a podcast, like a short podcast. And hey, whatever format you listen to my content in, I appreciate it regardless. Tuchak says some Star Wars Eclipse, maybe? Star Wars Eclipse. What is that? Star Wars Eclipse. Who's developing Star Wars Eclipse? Oh, Quantic Dream. That's right. I was like, that sounds familiar. I totally forgot about that. Maybe? I don't know. Bubby of the Mountain says, what are the chances of seeing Halo remastered? Well, Xbox is planning to ship their games on Nintendo and PlayStation platforms. They're going full multi-platform Xbox, so it's a non-zero chance. But though I don't know how much state of play would focus on Halo. This feels very like these are PlayStation games, kind of a vibe, but I don't know. Joe Zaza Sin 7 says they're going to focus on Marathon. I think there is a good chance we'll see Marathon here, and I don't think people are going to be all that excited. Unless they overhaul the game. Like, to me, it's such a shame that when you look at the original Marathon, the first game Bungie made before even Halo, it's this, like, it's such a different game than this extraction shooter that they're going for with this new release. I feel like the identity of Marathon has been lost by making it into an extraction shooter. They should have just stuck to, like, a campaign-like experience. They should have not made a live service. That way they could have scoped it down a little, made it a more reasonable budget, and made it more interesting, really. I think people would have been so much more hyped if Marathon was campaign-driven and not this shared, not this, like, multiplayer extraction shooter, PvE, whatever the fuck. It feels like like they turned an IP with, like, a really cool world and aesthetic and made it so generic as a video game. And the general consensus is that if you want an extraction shooter, there are better ones out there than Marathon. Half a Ball says Horizon Zero Dawn 3 announced. That's, actually, it's been long enough since the original Horizons, or Horizon Forbidden West, since that came out, that I feel like that's a non-zero chance as well. For sure, they're working on a third game because the way Forbidden West ended left it open for a third game. IR Bench Meme says Starfield 2 incoming. Chris Lodge says, let's see if Marathon steals art again. I hope they learned their lesson and they really comb through every part of Marathon, because if they get caught plagiarizing again with Marathon, like, it's game over. Like, it already feels game over because the case of plagiarism we saw for Marathon is so, like, it is bad. Like, it's such a blatant case of plagiarism that I don't think they're going to be able to live this down. Tenchi, thank you for the super chat, says, I'm working right now delivering while listening to the stream. Keeps the day moving fast. Did you buy the collector's edition of Death Stranding 2? Did I? I feel like I did. I forget. No, maybe I didn't. Maybe I should get on that soon. What does it come with? Death Stranding 2. How can I completely, like, yeah, like, there's so many collector's editions to buy that I just completely, oh, that's right, with freaking Oh, they're still available. I think I'm going to get it. Thank you for the reminder. Oh, yeah, it comes with a statue of Magellan Man. Oh, and the Doll Man figurine and like the keychain and everything. Oh, man. This does look dope. Thank you for the reminder. I think I was going to purchase it and then I forgot. I do want it. I want to put that somewhere back there in one of my shelves, you know? Gina Stradiol says, I got the old Death Stranding PS4 Pro with the BB controller. Oh, hell yeah. I did get the original Death Stranding Collector's Edition with a baby. I think you can see it back right there. You see, yeah, that's the BB. That's my boy Lou. My child, Lou. All right, 2 minutes away, folks. Please deliver. Please let this not be a disappointing... This could have been an email kind of situation. But yeah, okay, we've made some predictions. We've talked about some expectations and desires, and now it is time to bear witness to what I hope will be a pretty stellar showcase. Waterhouse says KOTOR might make an appearance. That's one that a lot of people are hoping for. Oh yeah, IR Benchbeam says I want to see gameplay of that game being made by the studio that made Returnal. Yeah, they're making a new game. What is it called? New game, Returnal. The one with Rahul Kohli in it. Saros. 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 Yeah. Returnal was a pleasant surprise. And I think, I mean, if that was what they could achieve a couple years ago, imagine what they can do now. Alrighty. At long last. Chronic On says, hope they mentioned Bloodborne cart. There is like a Bloodborne cart that was made by as a fan project by this fan developer. But though they had to change the name because they couldn't use the Bloodborne IP like that. But it's basically Bloodborne cart. It's like PS1 styled graphics, and they just put it out for free. It was actually kind of dope. Okay. What you got for us, PlayStation? Contains mature content that may not be suitable for all audiences. Don't treat me like a child. Oh. Okay. Okay, so far so traumatic. Wait, whoa. Yakuza? No. I'm confused. I don't know. Emotion running through our veins. Nope, not Yakuza. Love is making waves. Emotion running through our veins. Heartbeat. Yakuza in space. Oh, wait, is this made by the developers who made the... This is so copyrighted. I'm gonna... Whoa. They've got a variety of games in there, but what is that game? Like Tetris Effect or something? It reminds me of that. Lumens. Oh shoot, I forgot about. All right, yeah. Well, this video will get copyrighted for sure, but whatever. Okay, well, they kicked it off with Lumens.
Hello from Enhance. I'm Tetsuya Mizuguchi.
Sorry, for a second I thought I heard welcome. Hello from ass is I thought what I heard. He said enhance.
PlayStation 5 PSVR2 対応で発売予定です。ルミネスアライズはバラエティ豊かな曲と美しいビジュアルが没入感を高め、いつまでも遊びたくなるゲーム体験となっています。その世界はとても心地よく、プレイヤーを共感覚の世界へと導きます。
You know, I hope they have PSVR 2 support for that because, like, I remember playing Tetris Effect. Yeah, Tetris Effect, I knew it. It reminded me of that. I played Tetris Effect on VR, and that was dope. So if Lumens Arise can be done with PSVR 2, that'll be a very cool visual experience.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of State of Play.
We will try. Sanders says it is a PSVR 2. Oh, okay. Awesome. Awesome. Cool. Dope. Tight.
The future. It isn't just a dream. It's a promise. One we're turning into reality. With our third generation of Luna filament and advanced generative AI, we're reshaping the line between dreams and reality.
Okay.
We create life.
What is this?
For our future. Delphi Corporation.
Let's see about getting passed through to Earth. And why are these things trying to kill us?
There you
Oh,
are.
Pragmata!
All better.
Oh! Somebody literally was talking about whether Pragmata would be in this in this showcase. Looks like it is. All right, let's see some gameplay.
I am DI03367. They are pragmatic.
Whoa, hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something? Oh, good.
So it's The Last of Us in space.
Get behind me.
I think I can help.
Whoa, okay, combat looks interesting.
Targets identified. Neutralizing threats.
So you've got like...
Neutralize us?
Looks like we're gonna have to fight our way through. What the?
Bypassing first and second firewalls. Hooking control protocols. Initiating hack.
So we've got... Father astronaut with guns and then...
D.I.
Girl with special powers.
I am
Okay. Look. How about we call you Diana?
Diana?
I don't know, the word die is in there, and I don't know if I... That just seems very ominous. 2026. It's real. Hey, take your time. This does look cool, and if you can make it refined and polished, then hey, 2026 works for me. I feel like this is gonna hit us in the feels when it comes out.
Oh, hey, today is Saturday, which means curry time.
Awesome, I love curry.
Speaking of curry, apparently the current president is actually a humane. What does that mean?
Okay, this is really quite the art style and somewhat disorienting.
Romeo, stay with
Grandpa,
me. You're gonna die. Romeo, listen up. You're gonna die in about 15 seconds.
Seriously?
Seriously, don't worry. I made this just in case. The dead gear life support system. Don't move, okay?
What the hell am I watching right now? What? What drugs were they on, and where do I find them?
You're half dead man. No, wait, that's pretty lame. Dead man. From now on, you're dead man.
Is this a Suda 51 game? What the hell am I watching? Some folks are saying the audio is delayed, but how? Why? What?
Romeo is a dead man. Coming 2026. Maybe.
Huh? That was Grandpa's voice. Are you like a
Okay,
spirit?
a lot of folks are saying it's fine.
Your back.
So yeah, try to refresh.
What?
Grasshopper, of course, it's Grasshopper. Just about everyone. Yeah, Suda 50, of course. I was like, this. I know this style. It reminded me of Normal Heroes a little bit.
いえいえ。皆さんトレーラーどうでした？グラスホッパーの久々の新作。
Also, even the title, I'm like, that sounds like a Suda 51 title.
いよいよ発表できました。このゲームはですね、主人公のロミオがロミオスターゲーザーという名前なんですか。
That is a cool name.
時空犯罪 FBI 捜査官として、凶悪なですね指名手配犯をさまざまな時空に飛んで、倒していく、そんな、ブラッディなアクションゲームとなっています。そして今回はですね、剣だけじゃありません、銃も使えます。ストロングスタイルのアクションゲームとして、チーム一丸となって頑張って作ってます。そしてなんで、タイトルがですねロミオなのにデッドマンなのか、それは皆さんぜひ続行をお待ちください。プレイステーション30周年過ぎちゃいましたけどおめでとうございます。
Swear the audio is not
それでは
delayed
続き
on my end
生
at
徒のプ
all.
レイをお楽しみください。
And I'm looking at my stream settings, and it all looks fine.
Sakuko, どこ行くの？こっち通るの珍しいね。今は
Oh, new Silent Hill. Silent Hill F.
私も後から
I
行くね。
believe.
うん。じゃあね。裏切り者。
Right? Yep. I'm actually pretty excited about this one. I know Silent Hill.
誰もいないの。足の悪いおばあちゃんまでいないなんて。
It's had its ups and downs, but Silent Hill 2 Remake was pretty good.
悪い怪物がうろつき回ってるし。
And what they're doing here looks pretty compelling. Ooh. Oh, that's so creepy. There's quite a bit of combat in this game. State of play is 1 to 2 seconds long. That is so weird, because on my end it looks fine.
はいいよね。何でも持ってる。そんなあんたがいなくなってくれるんだからせいせいする。一人は嫌だよ。寂しいよ。ずっと一緒だよって。約束したよね。暗いのは嫌。
Yeah, that looks
裏切り者
pretty messed up. Silent Hill F in the chat. Pre-order today. Well, they did show off some gameplay, which is nice. Whoa, what?
The castle has been sighted again. The Church's orders are absolute. These human sacrifices must be stopped. We will track the ethereal castle, break its
Metroidvania.
gates, and exterminate the creatures that dwell within. The Demon Lord himself will fall by our hand. This mission will test the limits of your courage.
Is this bloodstained or something?
You will face horrors beyond your darkest imaginings. Beasts that defy reason.
Or is it actually Castlevania?
Creatures born of pure darkness.
Thousand Blossom! Die on jump!
I feel like it looks more like Bloodstained, but much more Devil May Cry in its action sequence styling.
We start our mission.
Bloodstained, for those who don't know, is like essentially a spiritual successor to Castlevania. It is Bloodstained, the Scarlet Engagement, coming 2026. The guy who originally made Castlevania made Bloodstained. Like that, it was like a Kickstarter.
So you've come.
And now they're making a second game.
Dogs of the Church, right into the palm.
And yeah, like the graphics have definitely stepped up a notch.
The visuals of Shinjuku that I'm seeing are a hellscape I can't quite put into words. You've somehow been sent back in time 8 years. But the situation here is critical. I'm counting on you, Agent.
Oh. It's
Our
Digimon
ultimate mission is to
Persona.
uncover the causality between these anomalies.
It's probably a phase electron life form. Is that what you call us Digimon? I'll always be right here with you.
Who exactly are you working for? I remember you guys.
Who or what is that? You really don't know anything about the digital world?
We have been enemies for years now, but this is the first time the Titans have launched an attack on this scale.
We now believe
All right,
most of
I'm
the
gonna try
anomalies-
refresh, but it's not an. I don't know why it's for some of you it's delayed because for me the audio is synced perfectly.
Or what is that? You really don't know anything about the digital world?
We have been enemies for years now, but this is the first time the Titans have launched an attack on this scale.
I don't know if
We
my
now
computer's
believe most of
processing
the
audio weird or
anomalies we've been
something.
dealing with stem from Digimon.
It seems the upcoming battle is truly unavoidable.
The world on this end is running out of time.
If the gate is opened with the digital world in such a state, the human world will most certainly be affected.
Do the Titans not care about the end of
Who's
the
developing
digital
this? Is it
world?
Atlas?
Stop it! That egg is very important!
It has Atlas vibes.
It is just as the great one, Plutomon said.
It can't protect anyone. We must protect the world from them. For this purpose and this purpose alone were you born.
If that thing opens, then we'll be swarmed by Digimon. Attack!
Please, everyone, lend me your strength
Everything's riding on
to
you.
move forward into the
We
future.
must fulfill our mission. Agent,
2025. October 3rd, 2025. Toei Animation and Bandai Namco. It's not Atlas, but they've definitely, I feel like they definitely took inspiration from Persona. Okay, audio is fine for a lot of people. Okay, so I'm going to leave it at that. Creative Studio 3.
Oh, Father, Abandon not your wayward children of Ivalice, but deliver us
Wait a
from our
minute.
sins, that we might know salvation.
If you feel wronged, blame yourself.
Tactics?
Or the father.
Why do you fight? Why walk this path of subterfuge and conflict?
The powerful must rule the weak. It is our duty.
Heavens fall upon
Whoa.
your crown!
This vile charade has gone on long enough.
Like a remaster. This is what it looks like.
Do you remember
Avondale
when your
Chronicles.
father showed us how to make a whistle of a blade of grass?
I like the classic look better. Personally. It looks weird. It looks very pastel-y, the way they smoothed out the pixel, the
Hi everyone, I'm
pixel
Sean
graphics.
Benson.
And I'm Sid Schumann, here to deliver news and release dates for games coming to PS5 later this year.
We hope you enjoyed that first look at Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. The game will include 2 versions of the original PlayStation Classic. The enhanced version, which features improved graphics, fully voiced dialogue, refined gameplay, and much more, as well as the classic version, which brings a faithful recreation of the 1997 original to modern consoles.
Yeah, this is the visual style that I prefer.
Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles launches on PS5 and PS4 September 30th, and will be available for pre-order later today.
This next game is something really special. When I first played it, I laughed so hard I almost barfed. Let's check it out.
You can barf from laughing?
Maybe just toilet?
Toilet?
Yeah, I just need to pee.
How badly?
Just normal. Bad.
Hey, just go behind this bush. I'll wait.
I just went away.
Pea shy.
No.
Yeah, no, you don't want me watching.
This looks like it was made in Gary's mod.
In baby steps, all you have to do is carefully place one foot in front of the other, which is easier said than done. Main character Nate requires some pretty deliberate movement to make even the simplest
This looks like
progress.
Death Stranding.
It's a captivating open-world experience filled
But
with
sillier.
oddball characters.
Here we go. Knock knock. Oh,
This is a
found it
literal
even without
walking
a map. Best
simulator.
toilet on the mountain.
Oh, good.
Definitely check this one out when it comes to PS5 on September 8th.
I'm about it. Why not? I feel like it's those kinds of games that like are perfect for just streaming and having a laugh.
Hirogami is a unique action-adventure title from Bandai Namco Studios Singapore.
Ooh, I do love the visual style.
In this journey to save your origami home, you'll transform into paper
Whoa.
shapes with distinct abilities, including a paper airplane, a
It's
nimble
like Paper
frog,
Mario, but
a hardy
origami.
armadillo,
In fact, there is an origami
and
themed
a
Paper Mario
powerful
game.
ape.
Origami King, I believe. But this is
Master
Hero
the art of folding when Hirogami arrives on PS5 later this summer.
Yeah, so far nothing that makes me go, wow.
Sid, why don't you tee this next one up?
This presentation
The Hot Shot
was so
series
worth
has
a
been
state
with
of play.
PlayStation from the very beginning, and its latest installment, Everybody's Golf Hot Shots, boasts its largest
Is there-
character roster ever.
Pragmata was the only thing so far that I've seen that I'm like, ooh, okay.
Compete in courses from 10 different regions
But
around the
nothing,
world.
nothing
Each with
blowing my
weather
mind
effects
right now.
and new nighttime variants. Pre-orders begin later today. And those who do will get Bandai Namco's iconic Pac-Man as an early unlockable character. Everybody's Golf Hot Shots drives onto PS5 September 5th.
Oh, Shinobi.
Ninja
Oh, wait, no.
Gaiden Ragebound
Ninja
is a
Gaiden.
challenging new entry in the
Oh, yeah, no, of
long-running
course. Yeah,
action
yeah.
franchise.
Sorry, there's another
From the
game called
makers of the
Shinobi that
Blasphemous series,
was also a
Ragebound
2D
stars dual protagonists from
side-scroller.
rival clans, forced to combine their souls and skills against a demon uprising.
No, this is Ninja Gaiden.
And longtime fans will really love the pulse-pounding soundtrack featuring
This looks-
guest composers from
this
the
looks
original
awesome.
series.
This is Mega Man May Cry. Ooh.
Ninja Gaiden Ragebound arrives July 31st on PS5 and PS4.
Okay, that's cool. What are the first party games?
From the game Bakers, Cairn is a survival climbing experience where you must carefully plan your ascent up a deadly mountain.
This is Breath of the Wild if the climbing got fully simulated.
Manage balance and stamina to discover secrets.
Hey! Hey, wait for me!
Encounter other climbers.
I'm Marco. Nice to meet you.
And survive the harsh conditions
This has
of the
got
climb.
like Telltale Games graphics style. Oh, ew. This is gonna give me so much anxiety.
You can give it a try yourself with a demo that arrives later
That's
today.
Stranding Vertical Edition. This is a true Strand type game where the ropes are actually incredibly
That's
essential.
all from us, but there's still a lot of state of play to come.
This next reveal comes from the game preservationist at Digital Eclipse. Nothing can prepare you for their next collection, arriving later this year.
We knew pretty early on that the game was fun to play. People were excited about it.
The most rewarding part of it is just seeing people react to it.
Oh? Oh?
We knew that we were onto something.
Mortal Kombat collection?
It was such a shock to see this game. I was like, I can't believe this game exists.
These were the most non-Christian games of their time.
It became something that added to the mystique of Mortal Kombat. Fatality.
We're showing you a part of a world that is much larger.
1 through 4, is that right? Whoa.
There was no template to make the games. It's a bit of the Wild West.
Every part of that game is an expression of who we were and what we wanted to do.
Flawless victory.
Okay. You know, that's cool. I'm about it. But I don't know. I'm not being blown away by this state of play currently. Hopefully they have a really big finisher. Oh, wait, whoa. Oh, the fight stick. Okay, it's kind of dope. Plenty of options out there already, but PlayStation making their own is, I'm about it. Dude, the design looks really neat. Oh, Metal Gear Solid 3! Okay, now finally something that I'm really thrilled for. Oh, these graphics do look pretty neat.
We've lost sight of the enemy. Find him. We're under fire.
Oh, yeah.
Loading like this, it's a revolution. All right, Commander.
Oh, yeah. The Cobra unit. Some of the boss battles.
Time for you to taste some real pain. What's the matter? I'm over here. Go back to your own world.
Oh, man, this does look awesome. Oh my god, this looks so good. What the f... Why not? October 28th. Oh, man. What? What? Wait, well, what? Frickin' Octo Camo over here?
Spirit stones. Shining stones imbued with human
MGO?
hands, never-ending dreams.
Wait, was that what that was?
Since time immemorial.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
this
gonna
power
rewind 2
has
seconds.
been-
Was that what that was? I never played the original MGO. I think you might be right. Let them cook.
Spirit stones. Shining stones imbued with humankind's never-ending dreams.
Let them cook.
Since time immemorial, this power
Konami
has
out of
been
nowhere, actually.
the impetus for
Doing something good with Metal Gear.
wars.
What is this? Team Ninja. Neo? More Neo?
Such an ominous atmosphere, and one thick with the presence of Aratama.
What makes a shogun? Here is my answer.
It's very fast-paced.
How foolish of you to have entered the depths of hell.
Neo 3. Damn, this franchise has come a long way. I still remember when the first one came out.
Who might you be, warrior? Tokugawa Takechiyo.
Early 2026.
皆さんこんにちは。チーム忍者の安田です。戦国死にゲーシリーズの最新作「ニオ3」をついに発表させていただきました。今作のアクションはシリーズおなじみの侍スタイルに加え、新たに忍者スタイルを追加、より多彩な戦闘を楽しめます。ステージもオープンフィールドとなり、探索や攻略の自由度や没入感が大幅にアップしています。
More open world?
本日よりPlayStation 5で体験版も配信いたしますので、ぜひ
Yeah, one of
プ
the
レ
things
イ
that
して
makes
ご意見をいただ
FromSoft
け
games
れ
so
ばと思い
special
ま
is
す。
how
2026
interconnected
年の
everything
発売
is.
に向け続報
Or
に
feels
も
like
ぜ
one
ひご期
cohesive
待くだ
world.
さ
So
い
if they can like approach that does, I think, help with like the immersion aspect. Neo 3. Hey, Neo. Oh, demo available today. All right, might check that out. Oh, there's PlayStation VR 2.
knows how old the city really
PlayStation
is.
VR 2 is not selling
For
well,
me,
you guys. Like,
it's all I've ever known. My whole
this has been commercially a disaster for PlayStation, PSVR 2. And I think in large part it has to do with the lack of support on PlayStation's part.
Free to
Like,
take
we've not
whatever
seen much in the way
I
of like first party PSVR 2
survive.
games, aside from like the Horizon title. And oh, this is like PSVR 2 Thief. Okay, this I might actually be interested in playing. Oh.
This city hides many
Wait, is it
lost
actually
and
Thief?
legendary treasures
It does really look like Thief.
away, waiting to be found, waiting to be taken. But some treasures come with more trouble than others.
Oh, it is Thief. Thief VR.
And who are you?
This I might actually... Okay, this is pretty hype. I love how all PS or all VR games, it's basically like Rayman because it's just hands separated from their arms. Rayman Thief Edition. Oh, this is colorful.
Hey, you got some hosen?
Market Land seems a bit tense today. I heard something happened with another Tidewalker. Damn it. It's gone. Someone beat us to it.
A multiplayer story.
Ever since the Great Flood, Elland, my dear planet, has been dying. A Dystemia has taken everything from us. But you Tidewalkers are all connected.
Hey, you! Stop right there!
And it's up to you now to use that power.
What?
Marauders, this is our new recruit! Please, help me. Get down!
So you can see paths that other players chose, and
Tidewalkers.
or you can leave the paths for other
Will
players
you help
to
us?
be inspired by it. Like I don't know why. I don't understand the premise of this game. Tides of Tomorrow. So it's like an action parkour game with Dark Souls style, like asymmetrical multiplayer features.
Hi, I'm Nicholas Ducey, the game director of Astrobot. It's a pleasure to be back today
DLC?
to share more news with you. What the last few months it has been in the world of Astro. Astrobot launched last September to such encouraging feedback, even receiving a few honors we are truly grateful for. In October, we added 5 speedrun levels, followed by a Christmas special packed with festive surprises. And then earlier this year, the Vicious Void Galaxy made its appearance, adding yet more new challenging levels, all of which came at no additional cost.
Hell yeah.
Today, I am pleased to announce that later this month, you will be able to enjoy 5 brand new challenge levels in Astrobot, bringing the total to a whopping 90
This is all just
planets.
free content.
And new special bots will
Right?
be there too, including Atsu from Ghost of Yotei, alongside other fans' favorites, but these ones are a surprise. And finally, the Astrobot DualSense wireless controller will return later this year.
I do
with a
own
slight
one of
twist,
those.
So be on the lookout
They
for
look
more
pretty
news
neat.
coming soon. From all of us at Team Asobi, thank you all for the amazing reception you gave our game. And enjoy.
This
the
is
rest of the show.
basically like a single player live service where you don't pay for the extra content. Pretty sick. What?
My old man always said to me, he told me,
Is this a quadruple A game I'm looking at here?
then it hit me all so clear. No old man
Whoa.
just got a
Well, it does look more quadruple A than
Memories go, memories stay, chasing the sound of the waves.
frickin' not Sea of Thieves, Skull and Bones. This looks like what Skull and Bones should have been. Whoa, what? This looks kind of dope. Hot. What the fuck? Whoa, the aesthetic is really interesting. Everything looks like it's carved out of wood. This looks like it looks like Sea of Thieves, but more fantastical. Sea and Remnants. I'm about it. I've seen this game before. Oh, the developers of Journey. That's all you need to say. Say less. You say the developers of Journey, I'm there. Whoa. This is like Skate, but mesmerizing. Tony Hawk, Pro Skater 5. Tony Hawk, Sword Skater. Okay, this actually looks really dope, though. Sword of the Sea. Ooh, yeah, he's literally skateboarding on a sword. It doesn't get any more metal than that.
Hi everyone, I'm Kristen Zatani. That was a new look at
We're-
Sword of the
it's
Sea,
almost-
a visually striking adventure from the team behind
40
Odyssey
minutes
and
are almost up,
Pathless.
and we...
We're excited
This
to announce
presentation's
that Sword
about
of
to
the Sea
end.
will launch this summer
If
into
this
the
is all...
PlayStation
look,
Plus game catalog.
some stuff looks cool, but if this is all they have to showcase...
On June 17th, Remedy brings otherworldly action to game catalog with FBC
then I
Fire
think a lot of people are going to leave really
In
disappointed.
this cooperative FPS set in the paranatural world of Control, you and two fellow agents must confront and contain the reality-warping chaos found within the oldest house.
Ooh, is this like Left 4 Dead, but...
Fun in short bursts or deep dives, FBC Firebreak
So much more
launches
colorful in
day
Control.
1 in the game catalog on June 17th.
But yeah, it's Remedy going
The
multiplayer.
PlayStation Plus Classics catalog welcomes several new titles this summer. The PS2 version of legendary immersive sim Deus Ex arrives June 17th. In July,
I'm losing
Twisted
more
Metal
and more
3
faith
and
in
Twisted Metal 4
PlayStation
join
State of
service
Plays.
just in time for
I feel
the
like every
second
time I'm like,
season
okay, this could be the
premiere
one that
of
like
Twisted
blows us
Metal, which
away.
arrives
We
July
come
31st
away
in
very
select
disappointed.
countries, including Peacock in the US. Additionally, two of Capcom's most beloved games from the original PlayStation are set to join the Classics lineup.
The horror professor says
Resident Evil 2
you had
and Resident Evil
expectations.
3 will arrive later
I did.
this
I
summer
guess that
in
was
the
my bad.
Classics catalog.
Like this did
Additionally,
not
Myst
meet
and Riven
even
will
the
arrive later this month as part
most
of the Days
minimum
of, Play
of
celebration,
expectations.
running now through June 11th. Days of Play is a 2-week event.
Like, not
that
no
includes
Ghost of
bonus
Yotei,
PlayStation Plus
no-
content drops,
like,
great
nothing-
deals on software and hardware, and more.
none of the
Visit
heavy hitter
PlayStation
first
blog
party
and
games are here,
PlayStation.com
and I'm
for
just
full
like, how much longer?
His parents cut their own rope to save him. He watched them fall, then found his way off that mountain.
Oh,
was 11
wait,
years
James
old.
Bond?
He then
First Light.
started a grand tour of every major boarding school in Britain.
Always at the top of his class.
Always at odds with
Okay,
authority.
this is
same
kinda cool.
thing in the Navy.
His superiors all praise his instincts.
And they're all in need of early retirement. Nobody knows what to do with him, Mom.
Let's see some gameplay.
No, and I suspect he feels the same way. But what he did in Iceland...
What he did in Iceland was insubordination. It was ill-disciplined, utterly reckless. He only survived thanks to blind luck. Give me one good reason to put him in the program, Mom.
I think you just covered them all, Greenway. It's really quite simple. Bond is a bullet without a target. Let's give him one.
That's James Bond?
Do you have an appointment?
The name's Bond.
James Bond.
I don't know
He's with me.
how I feel about
Don't think we've had
the aesthetic.
pleasure.
Now let's not get ahead of ourselves, James.
He's too, like, young, pretty boy. James Bond is usually a little more like that rugged, suave
We're
kind
facing
of
a
a...
situation of the utmost
I guess it's a very
delicacy.
young James
I need
Bond.
all my pieces on the board.
Maybe.
009 is a master manipulator. Whatever the endgame is, we won't see it coming.
Jet lag gets me every time.
She's not your friend, Bond. She's
This
an
is like a
asset.
19-year-old
With
James
respect,
Bond or something.
To hell with that.
The game does look dope, but... I don't know. That's just not the look I was expecting for James Bond.
Tell me, what do you do, James?
Lately, headhunting.
I do like the voice. Maybe this is like a James Bond origin story. Like, it's called First Light, so maybe it's like Maybe it is like James Bond's first big
I suppose this is another teachable
conflict.
moment.
Yeah, he looks so young. Earn the number. Okay, so I guess it is like a very young, up and coming James Bond.
Hello, I'm Hakan Abrak.
I don't know. I gotta
CEO
see
of
more, but
Iron Interactive.
gameplay-wise, it does look
The
very
team is
IO
thrilled
interactive.
to announce 007 First Flight. You'll experience James Bond as a young air crewman in the Royal Navy.
Oh, okay.
Before the tuxedo and the martinis, as he first steps into the world of espionage, striving to earn his
Okay,
00
that's actually,
status.
I don't know, it's a new take.
Everyone at Iron Interactive has poured their passion and dedication into crafting an experience that honors the legacy
It's
of
Junior Bond.
harnessing our 25 years of agent expertise. This is just the beginning of our journey with 007, and we can't wait to share more with you soon.
Okay, I don't know. I think it's different than what I was expecting, but if they do it right, it could be a cool way to show James Bond up and coming. Ah, Ghost of Yote. Okay, finally, something first party. I think we're gonna see some gameplay. Oh, that's a gun. That's just the gun. Gameplay. Gameplay.
You're still with me?
Oh, that is a good boy. That is a very good hungry boy. Wait, please show more. Okay, July. I can wait a month.
自由のために戦う。 さあ、お手並み拝見といこう。君のことは親友だと思っているが、やるしかないようだな。
Why is it Japanese? Marvel anime?
だけでは私のアーマーには勝てないぞ。よし。本気でやる。Wait,
what?
耐えてみせろ。
任せてちょうだい。パンチ。私の名前の通り、マーベラス。
Yo.
親愛なるリンリン、スパイダーマンだ。スパイリーセンス。今日も見事大勝利。
Hold on. Is this just a Marvel fighting game, or is this a crossover situation? What are we looking at here? Are we gonna see some Capcom characters? A Marvel Arena Max. So I guess it is just Marvel. Either way, like, this actually looks really dope. That is the most anime sounding Doctor Doom. Would have it no other way. This looks clean though, I gotta say. Oh, this is from the folks who made Dragon Ball Fighters, but their take on Marvel. That explains why this looks so freaking smooth. I do love the character designs. I love the aesthetic. Oh, this looks metal as fuck. And even from a gameplay standpoint, it looks dope. Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls. Okay, so it is just Marvel. I thought we were going to see Marvel versus Capcom for a second. But this still looks dope. Okay, that was a pleasant surprise. I'll give it... I'll give them this one. And all the character designs look really dope so far. Wait. Okay. Okay. There's some surprises. What? I'm confused.
PlayStation の友人から急になんか飲みに行こうぜっていう連絡が来て、なんのこっちゃと思って、予定合わせて行ったんですけど、ちょっと飲んでる中で実はアークの方でマーベルの格闘ゲームを作ってみないかというような提案をいただきまして。いや本当に聞いた時はびっくりしましたね。で、世界的に本当に有名な IP ですし光栄だなと思いつつも、まず本当にうちの会社で大丈夫かなという不安もあり。
I mean, I'd say yes. I'd say the resounding yes. It's got just enough of an anime edge to all the characters.
The inspiration for working on this project really came from a place of pure fandom and wanting to say,
I really
why
love
isn't
the character
PlayStation
designs here
in this space.
So PlayStation approached us with this vision to bring Marvel back to the forefront of the tag fighting genre. And that got us really excited because we had worked with them before on successful stuff like the Marvel Spider-Man franchise with Insomniac.
When it came to approaching Marvel, you have to kind of first float the idea and let them know, hey, we're thinking about approaching a company like Arc System Works to make a fighting game. We'd love to partner with you to do this really great collaboration. Would you be interested?
When they named the developer, that really perked up our ears. It's always refreshing to work with a team that will take on the challenge of tackling Marvel, putting their own spin on it, and then just uppercutting that challenge into the stratosphere. And that's what you get with this team. I mean, they couldn't make something boring if they tried.
社長からも本当に作れるんだったらぜひやりたいねっていうことを言われました。話を受けてしまった以上これは私がプロデューサーなのかなっていうところで。
The tricky thing is that most fans, including myself, see this as a sacred genre for Marvel. The tough part is finding a partner that's crazy enough to take on the task, because you either do something like this big and bold, or you don't do it at all.
God, this does look
I feel like
awesome.
I have a good grasp on
Just visually,
their
at
art
least.
style and how they
I don't know how it
approach
plays, obviously, but
certain
it's going to play well.
You
It's
come
art.
in with your kind of own expectations of, here's what I would expect to see from Arc System Works when they take on a Marvel IP. And what came up was something that went beyond that.
God damn, Storm.
一番最初にマーベルさんに提出した時はなんとなくマイケルさんの反応はあんまり芳しくなかった印象があって、何がまずいのかなっていろいろやっぱり直接話していくうちにもっとアークのやりたいマーベルを見せてくれというような話をいただいたことがあって。
I remember personally the first time I saw Iron Man was really when I felt we had something special.
なので今回のアイアンマンのデザインを皆さんご覧いただければわかると思うんですけども、かなり日本らしいアークシステムワークスらしいデザインっていうのが出ているかなと思うので、マーベルの皆さんの反応がすこぶる良くて、
I love this Iron Man design. It's a cool take on it.
Iron Man is supposed to be the sleek fighter jet, think luxury race car mixed with a brick house. And the fact that they added anime mech elements to him just felt really naturally at home.
One of the mantras that we have for this project is from Japan to the world, and really trying to take not just the IP but gameplay mechanics and say, what can we really
the designs
take from
are
Japan,
really
the creators that are doing awesome work here, and bring that to the global platform.
Storm.
特別なところいっぱいあるんですけど、本当にやっぱり強調すべきは、格闘ゲームのチームバトルの中では4対4というのがまず本当に意欲的で挑戦的なところだというところと、
When Arc looks at these Marvel characters, it's not simply just the visuals, it's also the gameplay mechanics and adding in that, what is that pop? What is going to be something that's different? Up until now,
I think this is going to be the big finisher for
2v2, 3v3. We felt like we just had to
the
go
state of play. And look, this is dope.
And in doing so, we found a lot of unique and fun
overall,
ways to change up the gameplay that I think players are going to be very excited to see.
今回4対4という、革新的なところにチャレンジしている中で4キャラクター練習しないと勝てないんじゃないのとか安心してください。
Learning 4 characters is extremely daunting, but the team at Arc System Works has found a way to design a system that adapts to your playstyle. So you can either duke it out as just the leader and 3 assists, or you can tag in your assists to swap the leader and change the matchup on the fly.
I don't think a lot of people thought this day would be here, would come. You know, this has just been an awesome journey, and I'm excited that we get to be able to share it with all the fans out there.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of fighting games, they never get to experience this level of production, and it's just a dream to even be working with these two great partners.
それは決してビジネスという枠組みではなくて、それぞれの強い思いの中でこのタイトルを成功させよう、いいゲームにしてファンに届けようと。
The 3 companies have come together to do this, and I think we really are going to make something magical here.
このタイトルですね、まだまだ開発途中ではありますが、続々とキャラクターも発表していきたいと思いますし、キャラクター以外のコンテンツというところも今後いろいろ出ていくと思います。今しばらく楽しみにお待ちいただければなと思います。Stay tuned.
Of course, the final shot was of Storm, who people will be thirsting over.
You're still with me?
Oh. Well, now I'm not.
Seems the upcoming battle is truly
Look, all the games look dope on some level. But from a pure presentation, hyping people up standpoint, I don't know. This was, yeah, Pragmata, MGS3, which we've already seen plenty of. Like the biggest surprise was the new Marvel game. 007, I got to see more of it to really gauge my impressions. So yeah, these are the games that were shown off. Tactics is cool. Well, yeah, like nothing about any of these games like makes me go ugh. I'm looking forward to all of these. But I don't know. I think if they're gonna call it PlayStation State of Play, then PlayStation has to lean more into, you know, the games that people are most looking forward from them. Just even a little bit of a tease of Wolverine or Ghost of Yotei, not saving this gameplay presentation for July and like showing it off here. Like something would have just spruced this up. And so I don't know. This was fine. This was it was meh. For like the new Marvel fighting game looks dope, but it was featured in a way that I'm like, I would expect Ghost of Yotei to be featured to this level. Yeah, I don't know. No Resident Evil 9. Yeah, no. I was expecting something of a, I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah, like if they had closed it with Resident Evil 9, I would have been happy. This fighting game looks dope, but it's still kind of more of like a niche genre. Like I'm good at like Super Smash Brothers and a little bit of Tekken, but I'm not huge on fighting games. I like them. I'm not like, I don't know. I just would have loved to see something more single player campaign, story driven. Like the thing that PlayStation specializes at, something in that region, or something from third parties like Resident Evil 9, to really like amp us up. Yeah, I don't know. I just expected a little more. Not complaining about these games, just presentation wise. I feel like State of Play does this a lot where yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't deliver the, oh, but here's one last thing, and it makes it all kind of worth it. You know what I mean? But I'm excited for all these games. I think all these have every potential to be great additions to our libraries, and I wish all these developers the best of luck. Yeah, I don't know. Nothing was heavy hit or not. Like Ghost of Yotei, if they had shown gameplay of that, I would have been happy. I would have been satisfied enough. But the fact that they're like, just kidding, July, I'm just like, might as well not shown it at all then. You know, like it feels like you set me up and then you let me down, kind of a thing. Neo 3 is cool, but I don't know. It's more Neo, you know. 007 First Light, unexpected and how young James Bond is here. This is pre-Tux James Bond. Cool take on James Bond, like a potentially cool take and cool story opportunities, but still kind of threw me off a little bit. Yeah, Marvel fighting game, dope, looks great, but I think that got given too long of a time slot. I think they should have reserved that time slot for just more of a Yotei presentation. But that's my take. I don't know. Oh yeah, and Digimon Persona. That looks dope. Let's see. Right. Oh, and we got these games as well. Yeah, Digimon Persona looks cool. Thief VR could be interesting, but it's a VR game, and the accessibility of VR is just not fully there. It costs a lot of money, and some people get motion sick from that. Metal Gear Solid Delta, I always love to take a look at more gameplay from that, but we've already seen enough of it where we have an idea of what that game's going to be. It's going to be Metal Gear Solid 3, but just really with much better graphics. Yeah, I don't know. This was okay, and I was expecting more than okay. So a little disappointed that we didn't get some kind of big one last thing, but yeah, I guess that's that. Well, I do have to run, folks. I got a busy day ahead of me, so I first of all want to thank you all for tuning in as I head out. The general vibe I get from the chat is that a lot of people are like, eh. But still, it was fun reacting with you guys, and I look forward to future presentations. I'll see you probably at Summer Game Fest. That's happening on the 6th. I'll probably be streaming that. So tune in then. But yeah, we'll see what kinds of reveals happen then. Maybe Resident Evil 9 will show up at Summer Game Fest, and that's when we can get amped up about that. Leon's going to be starring in that game, according to rumors. So, and Leon being my favorite character in Resident Evil, I'm pretty pumped about that. Hell, not even Marathon was showcased here. I think they're going to delay that game. That's kind of been the general sentiment based on reports that we're seeing because, yeah, of all the things going on around it. They need to take more time with it. But thank you for tuning in, folks. Until the next stream, I will see you guys next time. Yong out. Peace.